Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I have to make baking powder. I don't have enough for the treat that we're going to have today. So it's time to make baking powder. This is homemade. It will not have aluminum in it because they don't know what that metal does to the human body. But this is a natural one, so I'll turn you down as I talk you through this. I am going to need 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Make sure they're level because this is in parts. They say part to part to part. Okay. Now you want 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Hold on, this isn't all. It's just I'm going to have to run some of this through the sieve. I'm doing it through a sifter because it's finer. It becomes more of a powder and you don't end up with clumps on it. You just have to empty the sieve out of it. Or if you wish to call it a strainer, you can. Okay. Now you want 4 tablespoons of cream of tartar. Some of this through here again. The reason you sift it is baking powder will clump up, and if you don't sift it, you're going to have that problem. And you can see that cream of tartar does that as well. This way, once you get it in that state where you can sift it and shake it up, you'll have it. And that is the recipe. So now you know baking powder is really made with baking soda, but it's the combination they put together. Now why do they add the aluminum? That's because it causes the baking soda to be retarded from rising until it hits the oven. Now you know when you add baking soda and you add liquids to it, it starts to fluff up right away and rise. That's why. And the aluminum contains it. But if you don't want the aluminum and stuff in your body, you have to go other routes. And by the way, I have no complaints with it. See, women before, when they had a contest, they had to know what they were doing. They're making things very easy now, to the point where the instant mixes, oh, you can make a beautiful cake, you can do this. They put enough stuff in it that the bloody thing will rise. But to keep it going for a longer time for the shelf life, they have to add things into it. But when you make it, you have to be a cook. You have to know somewhat what you're doing in the kitchen. You're not going to get a free walk. In other words, oh, I can go in the kitchen, I know what I'm doing. No. You just shake this up. Here's homemade baking powder. I had to bake it this morning because I am going to be making some muffins. And when I have these muffins, I like to have it towards Halloween. or when school starts, because these are very nice treats, and they're called chocolate orange muffins. Okay, so give me a minute while I get the rest of the stuff out, because I had to make my baking powder first, and we'll get these things going. Okay, we're ready to start these chocolate orange muffins. Set your oven at 400. Did I get my drink? No, I didn't. Well, that sounds like me anyway. Okay, we need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I love having this when autumn's coming in for Halloween. A woman sat there and said, "Why do I think you're a woman who sits there?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." Because I don't make these during the summer or the spring. I'll make them in the autumn. Because I know the holidays are coming around now. And you say, "But we're in August." Yes, we're in August, but we have to start thinking ahead of time. I have to start buying a lot of flour and stuff. And you ask, how much flour do I use? And I pick up a lot quarterly. Women, they approximately think of 150 pounds of flour every 6 months or something like that. So you can see why the farmers really had to work. So when she ordered, give me 150 pounds of flour, you knew she was going to use it. I mean, I was very upset I had to throw that bread away yesterday. It did not do what it was supposed to do, and they should have told me that it was. I kept on saying to myself, I think this needs, this is going to need 2 12s. I explained it in the video before. So if you hear me talking, you say, "What is she talking about, 12s?" Yeah. I was not comfortable with that. You need a tablespoon of wheat germ, because we definitely want to cover for those B vitamins. B vitamins feed your skin, your face. If you have acne, if you have oily skin, there's a corn oil bottle. If you have acne or dry skin, you're missing B vitamins. If you break out with rashes and stuff, this is a B vitamin. Now, if you're getting your B vitamins every day and you're feeding your family nutritionally and you're adding these extra things to make sure that they get these B vitamins, and they're still breaking out, they are missing their acids, which is the oils. There's something in the oils that they're not getting. And if you supply all of this and they're still having these problems with their skin, I would strongly recommend you look at their bowels. They might be backed up, because as toxins back up, they swell up and they go into the cells and stuff, and they will try to get out any way they can, be it the kidneys, through the nose, the skin ruptures and stuff, whatever. If none of that is the problem, then definitely there is something missing in the breakdown of their food in the system, and it's not getting into the system. So as you can see, this is why I always talk about making sure that your system is clean, and make sure that you, because it's got to be up and running to get those nutrients in there, because if you're missing a section or something and that nutrient doesn't get in there, you have a side effect that goes, things start happening. It's just the chain reaction, and through a lifetime, when you hit 30, some people aren't as healthy. At 30, they start in with the diseases. Some people come out and they've already got deformities. This is because mama didn't eat well, and she's missing a lot of nutrients that she was not getting, or she was eating them, but her system was dirty and it wasn't getting through to the child. So there's a lot that goes on through this whole thing, but this is why I always say you keep that digestive system up and running. It's very important that you get that up and running, and then you make the food as nutritious as you can, and that will help. So acne for young people, it comes from many problems, but the thing is which one is the problem? I couldn't pin it down for it. I have read it. They definitely state the B vitamins and the acids are important, but I also think it's important that you have a clean system and you move your bowels. And see, no lipstick. All right. Oh yes, we're gonna add 1 whole cup of chocolate chips. I told you, this is a treat. I know, chocolate has caffeine in it, but I don't eat chocolate often. And I don't have it every day. And it's not the top thing on my list. Matter of fact, chocolate and candy is usually at the bottom of my list. I didn't like bought candy, but if you make it, I will surely pack it. Okay, we got a cup of that. But now listen, I'm putting all of this in with the flour, so you don't have to see me just dropping it in there as we talk. Okay, what do we need next? Coming up, we need 1/4 of a cup of sugar. Sandra, you didn't get your measuring cups out again. Oh, that is so typical of me. Don't worry, I'm trimming myself out. Oh my goodness. Mine's a little lumpy, that's why I did it. All right, and next is a tablespoon of baking powder. Now you see why I had to make baking powder. I didn't have any. But I do now. I love getting away from the baking powder in the store. I can't tell you how happy I am about that. 1 tablespoon. Chocolate chips need all the help they can get. Okay, we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'll be making my salt blend again. I'm running out of it too. Did we get everything? Okay. You are going to stir all these dry ingredients together. Okay, put this aside. We're going to put our liquid ingredients together now. Alright, we need 1/2 cup of orange juice. Now I am not using fresh orange juice and I'm not using diluted. I am going to use concentrated. Oh yes, and you will get the chocolate orange taste by doing it this way. Okay, we need 1/2 cup of milk. Now, I am not going to use milk in mine. I'm using my discard in this one, as soon as I can get it open. And I'll use this in place of the milk for me. No reason to waste your discards. Put them to use. I'm wondering how the discards will go in cookies. Maybe I should make some cookies. That's something else. Halloween, I think cookies as well. So I should be getting into my cooking routine. And I got tons of cookies. Boy, do I. Alright, we need 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. I'm using corn oil and I don't think I have 1/3, so I think I'm going to need A little more of another one, but if I make it, I'll be surprised. I'll be dang, I did. Okay. Now we need 1 egg. What do I do with those eggshells? I dry them up, blend them up, and I put them in the yard with Epsom salts. All right, we need a teaspoon of grated orange rind. Now, I buy the orange zest. What they call it orange peel now. I knew it as orange zest. My grandmother knew it as orange peel. What I did was I dehydrated my orange peels after I took the pith off, which is the white part, as much as I could. And then I have a spice and herb grinder, and I put it to use. I put my peelings in here and dehydrate. You'd be surprised. This thing is nifty. And here's all my orange peels. I dehydrated them. I thought about getting an expensive one, Harvest Right dehydrator, but I said I am 70 something. Those things last such a long time. I would be wasting it, you know, spending that kind of money. So I got a simple one because I'm older now. I'm not young, and I'm not going to be doing it for the next 50 years. God, unless I live to 125. Could you see me at 105 still cooking? Listen, everybody. You know, I can call all of you children unless you make it up there with me if I get there. Oh, God. But anyway, they want a teaspoon of this, and I'm making fun of myself. I could call all of you whippersnappers. Knife and what gets thrown at us. See, it's so much easier to go, you know. Well, that's about 2 teaspoons, but that's okay. It's going to be orange chocolatey. Okay, we're going to have to mix this up. This is our liquid. See, we put all the liquid together. I didn't think you had to see me put all the liquid together. And we put the orange peel, or orange zest, or, you know, orange whatever. Don't forget, you're going to need a fork for the next part that we do, because you want to make sure that when you do this, you don't overmix, because these are muffins, and muffins cannot be overmixed. Clean this counter so we'll be able to move things around over here. Okay, I gotta fix something here. Something did not break down. mixing with a spoon. Okay, pour it in. I'll check my discard on that and why it's lumped up. Take your fork, remember how we talked about it. See, I did not mix it all the way. That is the one biggest mistake people make with their muffins. They over mix them. They say, but it steaks. Mix, yes, but there's different degrees of mixing. You can sit there and mix a cake, and you have to mix it to where you beat air into it. Whereas muffins, you don't have to. You know, it's just certain things you have to be careful with, and this is one of them. Okay, we're gonna load up our muffin tin. See, when I talk about nutrition, I know I'm going to say things that hurt people's feelings. But they're going to say it's not so. I mean, I had to face up to some real realities as I was learning about nutrition. And the more I read, and then at the cost of my husband's life, realizing some things. And I thought I was working with the medicine, and found out the medicine was fighting me and what I was trying to do. It hurts, and I know people will say, I'm not going to listen to it because I don't want to hear this. But the truth hurts. And I don't like it any more than anybody else. And I had to face up to it. I have to face up to a lot, I think, with life and with ourselves, and facing up to ourselves and our faults, because we're always trying. Men will lie their tails off, and women put on makeup and put a facade up because they're not happy with themselves. This is my philosophy in life. I've had to learn, like I said, hard lessons. And it's weird. It shouldn't be that way. We should be able to be honest, accept the truth, but nobody wants to accept the truth. They'd rather hear good things like, oh, you're such a sweet person, you're this and that. No, I can be a real nasty person, you know? My grandmother always said, beauty from within. Casey's reading talks about beauty comes from within. And who was Edgar Casey? He was the sleeping prophet. But he said the same thing. And it is true. I'm just cleaning some of the mess up because I want to get the muffins out easier before I put them in. Okay, that's all. All right, they are ready to go into the oven. So the beauty from within is your personality. How long are we gonna let these cook? 20 minutes. Okay, that'd be 22 for me. So beauty comes from within us and our personality. That's what attracts people. And just think about it. People cover up. They hide. They can't be real to themselves. They don't want to hear the truth. A lot of people believe, oh, the government's not doing this. This stuff is good for us. Hey, if it's your belief, then by all means. I know the government doesn't have a right to play around with the food and stuff, and they're doing it, so we do the best we can. We have to step away from their instant foods and go back to what we had a long, long time ago. To protect your health and everything. So, we do the best we can in life, okay? But we always learn our lessons too. So listen, I will see you in 20 minutes. We'll see how these muffins are. I'm going to clean my dishes. Okay, here they are. They're too hot to handle. Okay? So anyway, listen, you take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.